Right, hello. Today, Tuesday, the 17th of May. Nice to see you all. Today was a bit of a spontaneous, what shall I do? And then, of course, I remembered last night when we were on a certain call that today they were releasing the Amplify tickets, which is terribly excited. I know, Jen, I feel like that too. In fact, somebody in one of my teams, senior team leader Shelley Barker, said of all the events she actually likes Amplify the best, and possibly because it's actually run by the network for the network, whereas Power Up is run by the company for the network. So we've got a different take with Amplify, and I know I'm looking here. Everyone here knows about Amplify, but there will be people that will watch this recording that don't know anything about it, have only just joined, and won't know all about it. So I'm going to discuss what Amplify is, and I'm going to show you where to book and everything. So Amplify is a one-day event. It happens on 2 days to enable lots of partners to be able to go. It's not as far as Power Up in North Yorkshire. It's a hell of a long way, isn't it, Telford? But this is only in Cheltenham, at the Cheltenham races. And for where we are, it's only a couple of hour drive. It's not bad at all. And as much as I could book both days, I'm not. I've just booked the one, but I'm going to share something with you that you might want to think about and you haven't thought about. I've booked 2 guest tickets. So I booked my own. I've booked Juan as my partner, and I've booked 2 guest tickets. And these are for people that have not yet joined UW. Because the reality is, every month I'm bringing in new partners. And you know what I would hate to see is one of these new people that join, especially as it gets nearer September, and all the tickets have sold, because they will do, they'll go, and then these new people don't have the chance to come along. And that would be such a pity, because I have seen people change dramatically having attended an event. And I'm going to share my experience of myself. So back in 2002, November the 6th, I joined as a UW partner through Rob Barris. And I think, like everybody that joins, and it was a lot more distant then. We didn't have we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have Google. There was the internet, but basically you just emailed. We signed people up on paper, and we had folders that we turned pages. God, it all sounds so archaic now. And there was the telephone. There was no Zoom. There was no WhatsApp. And I joined on the back of a tape, which don't exist anymore. So it was a different world. And that was only 20 years ago. Hasn't times changed now? Rob being Rob, everybody knows Rob. Rob is probably, he's got a nickname. His name is Tigger, because he's bouncy and he's fun, okay? And if I could have joined under anyone to be enthusiastic, I probably joined under the right partner for that, definitely. And Rob, I can remember, started talking about, it was called Express Day then. And by the way, there was no intermediate events. There were no kickoffs, and there was no Amplify, right? So it was a once a year thing. And we had just missed the once a year because the annual conference was held in September, and I joined on the 6th of November. So I just missed it. And as the year went on, Rob kept on about it. Now, you've got to take this back. And remember, new people, I was signing up one customer a month. One a month. That was my sole entity. And the reason I did that was because I was fitting it around. Here's the excuses. Wait for the excuses. I was a very busy lady working. I had 3 daughters at home. I was doing, admittedly, around about 55 hours a week working. And I was a permanent taxi driver between about 4:30, 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock, with dance classes, stagecoach, drama, swimming lessons, piano, you know, all the stuff. And so I felt I had every reason to class myself as a very busy person that couldn't do any more than one customer a month. So my engagement was quite limited. And you've got to remember, this was before stuff kind of came at you on your phone. Do you remember the days when you used to type a text message and you had to do 3 to get a C? Well, that was the phone. And I had an up-to-date phone. I had a Rex Nokia 6310i. So there was none of this stuff and this fast communication that went on now. But Rob would ring me. And Rob was so enthusiastic. I remember in the end, round about August, saying to him, Rob, okay, I'll book. Don't worry. And this particular year, it was held at the Hilton Hotel in Birmingham. And they had a back-to-back huge meeting rooms that they held about 1,000 people each side. And they had this revolving stage that went from the rooms, which was very clever. And that year, Paul Daniels was the kind of the special guest host. Now, what I'm going to share with you is that, yes, we were looking forward to it. And my late husband, Chris, and I were quite excited. It was something new. And we took ourselves up the night before and we joined in the melee of all these very excitable partners. And I remember feeling very excited. And there was a chap called Peter Wynyard who absolutely mesmerized me. He's a senior group leader and he mesmerized me with his stories. And then there was this chap called Stefan Longworth. And I remember thinking, gosh, I'd love to be like him. And there was someone called Wes Linden, who was a senior group leader. And there was this man called Steve Critchley, that was a senior group leader. They were called different names then. And I just remember thinking, wow. But nothing prepared us for the next morning when we woke up and we went down for breakfast. And we saw all these guys suited and booted. They used to in those days. And the women all dressed up in beautiful dresses or suits. And they all had badges on. And they had piggy ties, the guys. And I remember saying to Chris, do you think we've joined a cult? And I was quite concerned. And I said, they take this very seriously, don't they? Because what I want to get over to you is, out in the field, as you would say, we do our stuff, but we're not quite realizing what a big company we've joined. And it hit home at that event that actually I joined something amazing. And I didn't really realize how good it was. Now, you would say, because I was enthused, I was very enthused. In fact, even Chris, who was as green as they come, even Chris was enthused, okay? And I remember driving home and going, right, that's it. I'm going to tuck into this business because I understood it and I knew it was powerful, but I hadn't got going. And I'm sorry, but one customer a month is a hobby. It is not treating it as a business. So what did I do? Well, the next month after this major event, I managed to put on 2 customers, but I did double my efforts. I doubled my efforts, 2 customers from 1 customer. And I carried on doing 1 a month. And possibly because the next event wasn't until the next September and there was nothing in between. But what the company have done is we now have things called kickoffs at the beginning of the year. And we have Amplify, which is September. And in the March, we have the annual conference. So we have stuff to see us through, which is absolutely fabulous. So what I want to share with you is the next event, the next one I went to actually really made the difference. And I remember thinking, come on, Lisa, you've got to get yourself together here. You are missing a trick. And do you know what the main reason was? What got me going? It wasn't being there and being excited. I'm going to share something very personal now. It was that there were a few partners that had joined the same time as me. Okay. And I'd seen in the year that they'd achieved mountains by doing consistent amounts. And me doing my 1 customer a month hadn't achieved anything much. And I was absolutely angry with myself. I was so annoyed that I had wasted a year. And actually, it was that event that really pushed it for me. And I remember thinking, you've got to do something about this, Lisa. You've got to get going. And it was a combination of my job becoming untenable, which everyone knows the story, that actually swung me to say, right, I'm going to do something about this. So Amplify is very important to all of us. We will make friends, some of us there. And some will make success buddies. And some of us will hear one thing amongst everything, one resonating fact that will make all the difference. It will be the thing that you go, oh my gosh, you know, the light bulb moment. Yes, that happens at events. And it's a bit like my favorite group is the Rolling Stones. Whether you like them or don't like them, it doesn't matter. I'm mad about the Rolling Stones and I will follow them around and watch them. And you know what? I listen to their music and I've got fantastic sound system in my Range Rover. I've got an amazing sound system in my home and it's great, but it's not the same as being there. The atmosphere. Oh my God. The crowds, the applause, the spontaneous moments that something happens. It's the same at being at an event. So I want you to unmute yourselves now, because I am going to show you some stuff, but I want you to join in. And I want, for example, let's pick on Val. Val, unmute. What event has one major impact on you? Give us an event where it's had a major impact.
Are you talking UW or anything?
UW.
There was one event, and forgive me because I can't remember his name, but he's not with us any longer. And he did a talk on stage. Oh gosh, what was he called?
Fidel Burrows?
That's him. Yeah. That really, I thought that was just tremendous. I mean, there's lots really when I think about it, but he was just tremendous. And it's just so sad.
It was fire in your belly, wasn't it? It was absolutely. In fact, I was telling someone else about Fidel Burrows and I said, I sat there, even thinking about it now, hairs up and down the back of my neck. And I just went, oh my God, he had such an amazing impact. And people do that. There was another event and it could have been another Amplify. Anybody remember Christine Wise coming on the stage with a tutu on?
Yeah.
Yes. And she talked about everybody running their own race, didn't she?
Race, yeah.
And I remember thinking, yes, because don't we all have a habit of comparing ourselves? And actually, you know, I talked about what kind of urged me on, and it was comparing. For me, it had a positive impact, but for some people, it can have a negative impact. Whereas when she got up and she spoke, I remember thinking that was so insightful. That was so positive. An absolutely amazing moment. Yeah. And
I'll tell you another,
sorry,
I'll tell you another one as well is Charles Wiggoder.
Yeah.
When he always makes the hairs on the back of my neck go, and sometimes gets me into tears. He's just such a powerful speaker. Yes, very good.
He is a very powerful speaker. Now we've got a couple of very green people on this call. Okay, we've got Lindsay and we've got Alan. Lindsay, would you unmute a moment? Are you able to? Can you hear me, Lindsay? Wave.
Too many windows. Can you hear me now?
Yes, wonderful.
I just have too many windows open.
I'm bringing you into this because I have seen in you such a difference since joining UW. You were the man that always, sorry, I'm going to share this with everyone, would always turn up late and would always sit in the far corner at the back of an auditorium, always away from everybody, like, don't come near me, don't talk to me. True, isn't it?
Yes.
However, Annette and I met you and we went to a kickoff event, and it was a Midlands kickoff event.
Yeah.
And you came with us.
Yep.
And absolutely, I don't know whether Annette and I were very naughty bunnies and kind of caught you on the hop, but basically we ushered you to the front row with us of the seating area. So now from the back, he's now at the front in an auditorium that's got about 1,000 people in it. And he was right at the front. And actually, he was so enthused. And what Lindsay shared with Annette and I was he actually felt part of it. And he felt so much part of it, he volunteered himself up on stage. Oh! And you were amazing, Lindsay. You were wonderful. And I remember thinking, this is the power of events, and this is seeing people grow. People grow at these events. They become people that they weren't before. And Lindsay, it's been inspiring to see your growth. All right. And I really do mean that.
Thank you.
Because only at events, it's the energy in the room. You know, we're doing this now and it's fine, but it's not the same as if we were together. Last week, we had the very first Bournemouth and Dorset buzz. This is now getting people back again, how life used to be, back to normality. And do you know what? It was wonderful. Everybody that turned up said, how lovely. And what we're doing at this is we are not going to have just speakers. There will be a guest speaker, but we are going to mix it around. And in fact, anyone that came along, and Alan, it was lovely to see you there. Well done. And you came up on stage, so to speak. We involve people in the room. We are about getting to know each other, being together and sharing experiences, and let's help everybody go forward. And that is the power of events as well. So what I want to do now is share with you my screen. She says, bear with me while I do it. Hang on, no, I can't do that. 2 secs. Don't you just love it when things go wrong? Hang on, here we go. Right, now I've got to find you all again. There you are. Okay, back in the room. And now I've got it. Here we are. So this is my partner portal. Okay, yours looks very, very similar. Okay, and they've put it on the front page of what we call the dashboard. The dashboard. And there it is. So what you need to do, guys, if you haven't already done so, is click on here and then see this. Amplify is back. Expect top speakers, inspiring workshops, some big announcements, and a great time with Team Purple. Now, last year's Amplify was amazing. It wasn't all just sat down for like 7 hours. It was wonderful. It was a short space in the auditorium. But then we went out and there were like teepee tents and there were little workshops and you could get engaged. There was a fun fair. I saw many, many partners on the dodgems having fun. There was the steps that had been turned into this incredible thing where we all took photographs. There was a jazz band playing. There was all sorts of stuff going on. And there was outside, there were outside caterers of all kinds that you could get food and stuff. It was absolutely magnificent. And it was all held at the races. And I have no reason to believe it won't be any different. It says here, joining us at Amplify is the perfect way to keep the momentum up after the holidays and ramp up your business as we head towards the predicted autumn energy price hikes. So just imagine, this is Saturday the 10th or Sunday the 11th. Okay, that's when it's available. The tickets are just £20. They do include parking and lunch, which is marvellous. And all you need to do is press there and it will come. Here it is. You don't have to worry about putting in where you are. It will just tell you how far away you are. But basically, here we are. Cheltenham Racecourse book. Now, I'm going to share this with you so you understand it. So if we press book this event, okay, it says you can book 1 ticket per partner named on your own partner account and up to a maximum of 2 tickets. So if there is, for example, like Jim and Annette, Val and Steve, you guys go on the partner tickets, then there is another section. It's not going to let me do it because I've already done mine, I think. Let's see if it'll. Oh no, there you are. I can show you. I've done it. So I've booked 2 of these, one for me and Juan. But what I've done is I've booked 2 guest tickets for people yet to join, so that they do not lose out, because I don't want them to. Okay. Now, you guys that are leaders, let's stop the share because that's all the bits there. You guys that are leaders, I suggest you buy some guest tickets too. There is no way that you won't sell them. You really will sell them. It's a fact. You may not necessarily bring in loads of partners, but there'll be, do you know what? It's what I call the Scrabble. It happens, doesn't it? I can see Val laughing. In the last 4 weeks, it goes nuts. It's like some touting. And everybody's, oh, has anybody got one for Saturday? Oh, I need one for Sunday. And everybody's needed tickets because everybody believes, oh, they'll still be there. Well, they're not. And what's happened before is they've sold out and they've absolutely gone. And when it's gone, it's gone. So please don't leave it. Don't be one of those people. Now, look, Shelley Barker, I sent it out to the teams, has done an inspiring little message. As she said, whatever you do, don't think, oh, well, I better see what's going on later in September. No. What you do, you treat this like your wedding. and you book it. You book your ticket and then you work everything else around it. You plan how you're going to get up there. You plan if you're going to stay overnight in a B&B or a hotel or whatever. You just book your ticket That's really important. Let me just see what's in the chat. Yeah. So, who has already booked? Hands up. Jen, I know you've done both days, Jen. Right, now this is not good, guys. Get on and do it. Because honestly, they're just going to go like hotcakes. Book, book, book. Really, really important. Okay. Oh dear, I think I've locked Juan out. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Apologies. Oh no. No, it's somebody at our door and he's at the door. I haven't gone nuts. Sorry. Oh, don't you just love this? See, this is the problem with Zoom. It gets in the way. Right, so book your tickets. Now, anybody want to ask any questions about the whole event and what goes on? Because there's a lot of things I haven't mentioned, like knowledge is king is always there. Oh, and then we have Printwell that offer usually fantastic deals on marketing materials and stuff. Anybody else want to ask a question? Unmute and do ask. No? Nobody got a question to ask?
About the events, about anything at all?
About anything at all. Preferably about events.
Okay, okay. I'll park it for now. I'll park it for now. I was going to ask a very green question, but I'll leave that right to the end. Okay?
Okay. So guys, if you're local, please will you also put in to your diary Thursday, the 9th of June. It's the next local buzz event. We want this to be really, really important. All right. Very important to you that you treat it seriously. You don't make appointments on this night. All right. This is the night that you leave. And it's a bit like Amplify. Yeah. You don't kind of book it and then go, oh, well, actually, I'm going to do something else. You work around it. In all of my 20 years now, I have only ever missed one event. And that event was Power Up, the Express Day, as it was called then. And it was when my dear husband was in his last 2 months of his life, and he was in the Macmillan unit. And I had every director, including Wayne Coupland, begging me not to go because they knew how I felt. In fact, the funny thing was I had Chris saying, you should go. And I'm going, no, I won't leave your side, darling. That's how much he realized it too. But that's the only time I've ever missed an event. Otherwise, I've been at every single one and I wouldn't miss it. Because it's possibly why I am where I am. And there is something that I'll share with the teams, and it's a commission statement of a very new partner. Doesn't say the name. The big giveaway is that the residual income is very small, but the bonus payments are massive. And this partner attended Power Up, and it had such an impact that they got going. And I'll tell you how much. You wait to hear how much they earned. And it's absolutely true. Let me just find it. So here we go. Their customer bonus was £4,230. That's going in their bank account on the 21st. Their residual income is only £33.74. So that'll give you an idea, a fairly new partner, but Power Up had that effect. And you will pick up some amazing tips and ideas from this Amplify that's coming, especially, I would say, as we've got this scenario once again, haven't we, that the government are basically, I call it threatening us with even more prices, increased hikes. Anything between 47 and 51%, Rishi Sunak has said. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I supported a new partner at 1 o'clock. It was his brother-in-law, and he was with a company still called Outfox the Market, and they just increased his payments to £420 a month. And we came in at 332. I was very pleased for him. How about that? Pretty amazing stuff. That new partner is going for it. He's only just joined. He will be at Amplify, because I know that some people do understand this. Okay, so look, that's it today. Somebody's written something in the chat. Let me see. Yes, I would love them I'd love them, the Rolling Stones at Amplify, Rod. Mind you, I am seeing Tom Jones at Henley. I am really looking forward to that. Anyone got any questions about anything at all now? Free for all. Yes, Lindsay.
This is a very green question. Okay, how will the new optimum regulator, they're going to review the price cap every 3 months instead of every 6 months? How will that affect us? You can tell only somebody who's sad. You see, she's now coughing.
The water's gone down the wrong way.
Yes, yes. Only a really green person would ask this question, wouldn't it? Yes.
They're going to review the price cap. I'm going to throw this back to you, Lindsay. Why do you think the government is saying they're going to review the price cap?
Every 3 months, but because 6 months was too long, was too long, and there's stress and strains building up. So, and I think, to be fair, some in the company industry have been calling for that for a while, every 3 months. You don't think so? Also, they can bring it down if the price comes down. That's what they say anyway.
It's not the reason.
Oh.
It's because they want to keep increasing prices.
Really?
And the reason they're going to increase the price cap is not in favour of customers. Sorry, guys. It's because they have to increase the price cap. Otherwise, the energy companies, the suppliers, lose out. Because if the rates keep going up and the price cap is left down, there is a disparity, a difference between what's being bought in wholesale and what the energy companies can sell it for. Yeah? Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
So they have to raise the price cap so that the energy companies don't lose so much money. Now you'd say, but hang on a minute, we've just heard they're making billions. Let's get this right. We're not on about British Gas or Utility Warehouse or E.ON. What we're on about is BP and Shell. They're the ones making the billions of profits, putting up the price of petrol and diesel. Yeah, that is actually what is going on there. So please don't think that this is for us customers. This is for the benefit that they can keep rising the wholesale costs. And it is a global thing run by global leaders that are doing this, that enables the price to keep going up. And it is bizarre and absurd. But if people could wake up and see what's really going on out there, they'd understand what's happening. This has been planned for a very long time, unfortunately, and we are all the victims of it. And I am seeing things on Facebook, like some people are starting to say, do you know what? What if everybody just said, I won't pay? What if everyone just said, right, all you're going to get out of me is £100 a month? Imagine if every customer did that. Oh, I actually do think the prices would come down. Funny enough. Now, that means we won't benefit as partners. You could say, we ought to be like rubbing our hands together. Of course we should. And I've certainly seen a rise this month, and I'm going to see a massive one next month. However, I also see the other side of the coin, because I care. And I care about that some people are not going to be able to afford to pay these prices. And what happens if people can't afford it? They're possibly going to be handing back the keys to their homes, or they're going to be ousted out of their tenanted properties. And it's actually very, very serious. So, yeah, in regards to all of that, I'd say we've got to show our opportunity as much as possible. Really, really, really. The difference that we can make is help people make money. And I saw something which made me smile and not smile. And it was somebody that was moaning about their lot, and they've got to do extra hours in order to try and keep up with their energy payments. By the way, this was nothing to do with UW. It was out there. And I thought to myself, this chap was saying, our energy has gone up another £250 a month. He said it's doubled to what we were paying. So he was obviously paying 125 before. And my first thought was, as soon as I heard that news bulletin, was, you need UW as a partner, because if you sign up just one customer a month, you've got your £250, you've got your energy covered. Now, it's great to reduce bills, but we can do an awful lot more for people if we actually help them become partners. And on that note, I'm going to leave it there and say to you all, same time, same place next week. Let me know if there's something that you'd like us to talk about. And toodaloo.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you.